Ooh, what's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got some crazy leaks for you, man, right now, regarding Francis Ngannou. Essentially alluding to the fact that the Anthony Johnston slash Desert Diddy Mafia did him wrong. Now, we heard these claims after the fight, but listen, end of the day, he keep putting them out there. Look, July 24th, this one posted up. We got another one here. This is more recent, like 2-3 days ago. Let's get to this one right now. You best believe it. Here we go.
What do you remember about the fight? What was different watching it?
Even before I went to watch it, I get in the ring, wasn't feeling myself. And the first round, when he knocked me down, like I fell and I was like, did I slip? Like what exactly knocked me down? Like this punch? Because I felt the punch, but it wasn't the punch that knocked me down. I really get confused at that time. I'm like, damn, what? But from that moment, I get knocked down with the punch that wasn't that hard. Because
You don't think it was that hard?
no, he hit my hand before he hit my face. And I felt it. I felt the punch, but I wasn't on the floor. The first one. And then I get count, then stood up. We finished the round. I went on my corner. But by the time I went on my corner, I never came back from that. I kept going. From there, I don't remember when I left the stool to get in the second round.
Well, that was probably...
This guy Bergen. Listen, man. Listen, Mbongo. Mbongo, man. I like you, man. But you got knocked out. Bottom line. I keep telling MMA cats, yeah? People, I ain't in denial. There was a time I thought MMA cats. There was a time I thought UFC cats could do some in the boxing game. I thought, no, it's nothing. People, MMA wrestler cats cannot punch for toffee. That's what you must understand. Yeah? So when Ngannou's in there fighting all these wrestlers like Stipe Miocic, he looked good. And even then, he got in there with Cyril Gann, who's a kickboxer. Ngannou's supposed to be with the shits, right? You wait a minute. Ngannou was the guy complaining about, oh, Stipe just want to lay and prey on me. Stipe just want to hang all over me. He don't want to squabble. 2-2s. Ngannou in there laying on the floor with Gann. So Ngannou weren't even striking like that. People say, oh, he hurt his knee. Yeah, if you hurt your knee, Gann weren't going to take you down. That's what I don't get. If you hurt your knee, why are you, in my opinion, rolling, yeah? I've never done that day in my life, but I'd assume rolling's actually more. You got another man on top of you, or you're on top of another man. You're trying to that's more actual exposure to your knee. If you just post up there, bend your knees and start winging away on Gann, that's his ass. Anyway, I've digressed. The point is, Ngannou, yeah, I didn't remember. No, it wasn't the punch, bro. You got knocked out. I hate to say, got knocked out, man. You lost your virginity, and that's the hard thing. When people are violated, yeah, when it's non-consensual, when you non-consensually get your cherry popped, that's when it's a problem. Oh no, I wasn't there. I couldn't remember what happened. It causes trauma. Yeah, and he thought he was the big bad Congolese cat, and he got knocked out. That's the bottom line. We ain't playing over here. Yeah, I've got my own issues with Johnston. But I'm a toilet spade here. Listen, Ngannou, you did well with Tyson Fury, Mr. Benadorm expat. He's no good though. He's lazy, he can't punch, he's got no chin. And really, all them elements were shown in your fight, right? That fight showed Tyson Fury has no power at all, because he just doesn't. Otherwise, he'd hit you in the head, like AJ hit you in the head. Yeah? It shows he has no chin. Why? Because MMA fighters don't put no one down in boxing. They just don't. Yeah, you've seen Mike Perry or who the other goofy you know how many man Tyron Woodley knocked out people in the UFC? He get in there with fake pull. Fake pull in himself is no good. Yeah, let's get that straight now. Fake pull's no good. Got punched up people. Tommy Fury is no good. No good. And he punched the head off Jake Paul. Fake Paul went life and death with him. Right. So fake Paul. Look what fake Paul be doing with all these top UFC cats. Woodley was knocking everyone out with overhand right. Where was it at? Didn't even hurt Jake. And Jake's no good himself. Mike Perry, no doubt, has knocked a whole bunch of bums out in the UFC. So, there's levels, people. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was 55 trillion years old. And he goes in there, playing with it, with McTapper. McTapper at the time was the most premium striker, people. I'm struggling to think if there's ever been a more premium striker. If I'm honest. Certainly at that time there wasn't. As far as 2017 went, there'd never been a more premium striker than Conor McTapper. Fact. And McTapper said, listen, when I hit Floyd on the chin and then 10-ounce gloves, he's going to go sleep. And then McTapper said, actually, I want 8-ounce gloves. Because if I have 8-ounce gloves, he's got no chance. Floyd said, no worries, have 8-ounce. And I was gassed, I ain't going to lie. Again, I've been there, that's how I know. Yeah, I'm not delusional, I'm not a man fan. A lot of UFC man fans will tell you, no, they can hang, they can, they can't do shit. They can't punch. They can't punch, and they can't, I don't know what it is, they can't take a shot either, by the looks of it. Look at Mike Perry. Mike Perry be doing the most in bare knuckle, be doing the most in UFC, and you get in the boxing ring, he's like, oh, gets bonged in his face. Same as Woodley. In all fairness, he's bonged right in his mouth. So, that's what happened here. You fought a boxer. Not one that isn't in Benidorm for half of the year at least. One that doesn't have no genetic chin limitations. Tyson Fury has no chin. That's why he got put down by a UFC fighter. No one gets put down by a UFC fighter. Fake Paul doesn't even get put down by UFC fighters. Do you understand? Floyd didn't get put down. Didn't even get hurt. Didn't even get rocked by prime 8-ounce gloved McTapper. McTapper couldn't do nothing in there. And Floyd, who don't people, Floyd does not stop any boxers. Not one. The one time he got a stoppage 10 years ago was Victor Ortiz, which was a sucker punch, essentially. Right? That's the only time he ever stopped no one. And yet he go in there with the most primo UFC cat and punch a hole for him. McTapper about to quit. So that shows you the levels here. There's levels. Yeah, you man are good at rolling on the floor. Someone can roll on the floor, but that's what it is. That's the situation we find ourselves in. So as much as Ngannou is supposed to be a striker, he found out it's not his fault. He expected something to be sweet because of what Tyson Fury did. Took his big soft Benidorm looking ass in there with his no chin having ass, no power. Fury ain't got no power. Fury's in there, huffing and puffing at Ngannou. It didn't do nothing. I didn't even see Ngannou's head go back. And at the time, we took it as, oh my god, Ngannou's a second coming. But in reality, the truth was, Fury cannot punch at all, and he has no chin at all. And he's not in shape at all, because he's in Benidorm for at least probably 6 to 9 months. Some experts say 9 months, some experts say 6. So we'll go with like 7.5 months of the year. He's in Benidorm. Fact. Well documented. Been well investigated. He spends 7 months of the year in Benidorm to avoid paying taxes in the UK. That's what he does. Oops. So in Ngannou, you just got knocked out, man. Oh man, no, there was something wrong because the Fury fight, it wasn't like this. It was like, that's what getting knocked out's like though. I bet if you asked Stipe Miocic when he fought you, he thought, well, I bet if you asked Stipe Miocic, yeah, after fighting you the first time, how he felt the second time, he'd probably say, well, I don't know, it was like, it felt like I wasn't really there because the first fight I just laid on you for 5 rounds, and the second fight I got made knocked off. That's what being violated. That's what having the consent taken away from you is like. You all looking for answers and shit. You just walking down the street and some next predator jump out the bushes and you just feel like, what? Wow, how can some next Donner jump out the bush and violate a man like that? That's what you're like with AJ. He violated you and you're trying to oh, it couldn't be the fact he knocked me spark out. It's something else. And you reaching. Anyway.
Probably from the big punch in the second round too, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first round.
Right, but the memory afterwards is always going to be cloudy after a knockout.
Yeah, but I remember exactly what happened until we get to the stone. I remember being there. I start having blurry vision. The guy was in front of me. My team was in front of me speaking to me. And then the voice was getting distance.
So you think there was something wrong?
I don't know if it was the fatigue. I don't know what was it, but something.
So now he's talking about fatigue. And this is how I know he's got a bugging. I'm fatigued. If you're fatigued, voices don't start going forward and backwards. That's what we call in the medical community neurologically compromised. You ain't tired. We've all been tired and fatigued before. Don't start making noises, start bugging. Right? I don't know what this guy angled. Anyway, he exposes himself. He don't even believe. At one point, we all thought, oh, maybe the Desert Diddy and Anthony Johnson, Sexuals Mafia, put a Mickey in his drink and he bugging. Right? He don't even believe that. Listen how he doubles down talking about, fatigue and you got knocked out, buddy. Let's call it a spade here. Let's stop playing with it now. Yeah, fatigue and no. You got a big old Nigerian Mandingo bull fist upside your head and we ain't playing over here. Them UFC cats be playing. We've been seeing them playing. They can't punch. That's the fact. The only reason they get knockouts is because the gloves are like 4 ounces. That's the only reason. If you put them in 10 ounces, there'd be no knockouts in UFC with hands, ever. No chance. 0% chance. Because look at McTapper. McTapper was in there slapping everyone up. He put them 8-ounce gloves on and couldn't do a lick of nothing. Couldn't punch for anything. Right?
It wasn't right.
So something wasn't right. Forget about the punches he landed.
Yeah.
Something else was wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something was wrong.
Do you think it's something you ate?
I don't know.
That someone gave you?
I have no proof. I don't know if maybe...
Did you get tested after the fight?
Maybe it's the fact that I get there at that time.
So just the fatigue and the anxiety.
So Joe Rogan asked him, this is what I was saying. I said this back in March. I said this. I said, Ngannou, you just got paid 10 mil, even if it was 5 mil after taxes. Even if it's $1 million. I said, take your big ass, who's complaining, saying, oh, I feel sleepy. Oh, you know, I don't feel right, and I see my daughter, and all that kind of business. Yeah, take your big sounding, deep voice having ass. Spend 10 bags or X amount of bags, however much it cost. And to be honest, in Saudi Arabia or that, or them places, like, you got connections, they'll probably do it for free or they'll do it on the cheap. If you say, oh, I'm the UFC champ or the ex-UFC champ, let me come through, test me up and I'll do a promo for you, you get it for free. Yeah? But test your hair or test whatever you need to test. Test your blood or urine or, I don't know, test something. But look how Ngannou's skirting. That's why I'm done with Ngannou now. At the time I was saying, yeah, Desert Diddy, the Anthony Johnson homosexuals mafia. They come together and rigged it against Ngannou. But he ain't even done. Joe Rogan put it on him. How did you get tested? And fatigue. So he ain't serious like that. If I had a fight and thought there was something off here, I'm getting tested straight away. Especially at that level. Now, if I'm fighting for $5 grand to win and $2 bonus, I ain't gonna test shit because I'm too broke. But when you're making millions, put some money up if you feel that way. For peace of mind. Hey, I felt like I was bugging. I felt like it was rigged against me, and I've gone to the thing to have a blood test and a urine test to be sure. Full panel. Yeah? Simple, peace of mind. Then you know, wait a minute, it wasn't the Desert Diddy. It wasn't the Anthony Johnson homosexual mafia. It was the fact my ass got knocked out. For the first time. Instead, listen to this cornball. He
landed.
Yeah.
Something else was wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something was wrong.
Do you think it's something you ate?
I don't know.
That someone gave you?
I have no proof. I don't know if maybe...
Did you get tested after the fight?
Maybe it's the fact that I get there at that time.
So just the fatigue.
Did you get tested after the fight? I don't know. I'm fatigued. That's what I don't like about these man. Yeah? We don't have to sit here speculating. And this guy Ngannou been moaning for months about... Look, there's a video here. I ain't got to it yet. The Predator, they tricked me. It was unfair. He's moaning and whining about everyone against him. But yeah, he didn't go get tested. How bothered are you really? How sick was you? Because if I was that sick, right? If I was hearing voices from different angles, that's not fatigue. With your big ass. Yeah? You've been training for how many years? You know what fatigue is. I've never heard no one, not one person. I've not been in sport. I've never heard one person say, when I'm fatigued, I start hearing voices from different angles. Yeah? And you 6 months later, you still whining, but you ain't done no test. That's whack. Yeah, so sit down somewhere, you got knocked out. I'm Judge YB concluding now, your ass got knocked out. That's the bottom line here. Your ass got knocked out. That's the official conclusion. Because you pissed me off. Because you had an opportunity to get tested. You were straight on the blow talking about how I don't feel right. But yeah, you ain't doing the test. Get him out of here. You got knocked out. Yeah, you got knocked out. Bottom line, spark out. That's what happened to you. No conspiracy at all.
I don't know if it's the fatigue.
Right.
Yeah, but something wrong.
But it felt like something was wrong.
It wasn't me, yeah.
So did it feel like something was wrong, like just plain fatigue, or did it feel like something was wrong, like maybe you were poisoned, or maybe you were drugged?
Plain fatigue.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
So just fatigue.
Yeah.
So even Joe Rogan puts it on a plate for him. Do you think the Desert Diddy put some of that Rick Ross or champagne and you didn't even know it? No, fatigue. So stop. If you're listen. Let me tell you something now, Ngannou. If you're rabbiting on about fatigue, what are you talking about? Go sit down somewhere. There's a whole bag of fighters who got knocked out whilst being tired. What do you want to do about that? It's mad. Oh, I was fatigued. Who thought you that? You big ass. Yeah, do some more cardio. Do some better prep. But you was tired. It's like what? Since when? I've never heard that before. I've never heard someone complain about corruption in sport on the basis that they was tired. Literally shutting down. No, it definitely weren't Desert Diddy putting some moody mollies in my champagne like Rick Ross. It was fatigue. I got to the airport late. I got to the building late. Early, whatever he's saying. Anyway, before I go, let me get to this goofball. You got some more quotes from this goofball. Listen to this guy.
Pick up time.
1 a.m.
Yes, and 1 a.m. Sorry. Yeah. Pick up time. 10:30. It's like, okay. It's how you work night and
carry on going, and I think that's the sentiment that everyone has.
No, I'm carrying on. I don't really take that fight as a note because not to say, I mean, you will be a fool if you're going to fight basically in boxing somebody like Anthony Joshua and don't think that you can lose. And I think nobody was giving me a chance, and then was in a lot of unfairness.
Here we go.
Somebody like Anthony Joshua, right? But honestly, on that fight, there was a lot of unfairness. You know, and then which might have been for something or not, but there was a lot of unfairness. Unlike the Tyson fight, that everything was straight, and I think nobody was giving me a chance, and then everything was fair. No sneaky stuff. But the second one, he was so messy.
So he's saying there the Tyson Fury fight was all patterned fairly, but the AJ fight was more rigged, he's saying. Now, I'm not going to... It's another 4-minute video. You can watch it on CEO Cat's page. It's Moody Cabal, Dragon's Den Cat. If you go and check... If you type in Moody Cabal, Dragon's Den, Light Skin Cat, his page will pop up for sure. So, that's how you find... This interview is Francis Ngannou by Light Skin Cabal, BBC, Dragon's Den, Moody Cat. That's what this video is. So, if you need to check it out for yourself, you can do that anyway. They got the quotes, is the point I'm making. Let's get to the quotes. This guy be talking. He's been talking so slow as well. Oh, you know, it's easy, my dog, and oh, you know what I mean? Oh, I need these, and too much, man. Too slow. I've got shit to do. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, I got shit to do, man. I can't be saying, all due respect, Francis, I've been sitting all day, man. I ain't got the time to wait for you. I'll read the quotes myself. Anyway, honestly, there was a lot of unfairness in that fight, which might have been something or not, unlike the Fury fight where everything was straight. Yeah, but you won that fight. We can all, you know what I mean? It's possible though. Maybe Ngannou shocked the world, and then the Anthony Johnston Bisexuals Mafia was kind of edgy. We need to make sure it's locked in. Because we all assumed it was locked in, didn't we? You wouldn't need to rig the first one, or you wouldn't think to rig the first one. That's why the judges' scorecards were so close, because Turkey thought it's a wrap. Especially the way that Turkey, Prince Salman bin Mohammed, was sucking off Tyson. Oh, even after he got punched up by Ngannou, he still sucked him off, so he wouldn't have even thought to rig it, right? You just assume, like we all did. I thought it was a mismatch, but we didn't really appreciate at that point. The research had been released exposing how much time Tyson Fury spends in Benidorm, idle. Yeah? People, any athlete in the world, you could take Steph Curry or LeBron James, if you put them beside a pool in Benidorm for 7 months of the year, they're gonna be bang average. Yeah, no athlete can train a month here, 5 weeks there, 6 weeks there, and be primo. It's just not how it works, unfortunately. But Tyson, Benidorm, Fury tried to do it and got his head punched off. So anyway, I think nobody was giving me a chance. Okay, so he's saying the Fury fight was fair. He goes on, a lot of tricks, like they would get me everywhere I was going in that week. I'd have to wait at least 1 hour and a half before the beginning. So he's saying before all the open workouts and whatnot, he'd get there an hour and a half before. And the thing about Team AG is, it's possible, because they know the game, if that makes sense. They know how draining it is. And if you can get a little edge, but this is more of a sneaky Vladimir Klitschko edge. Yeah, Vlad would do all these kind of games. They're not really going to take, if that makes sense. They're not really manipulative. They are, but do you know what I mean? It's like little insider tricks. We know how draining fight week is, so we're going to make it more oppressive for our opponent. Again, tighten up, man. Yeah? Especially after the first time. After the first time, if Ngannou was his own man, he could have picked the blower up and said, "Hey, Turkey, I ain't with this, man. Don't bother sending no car. Don't bother telling me to get that hour and a half early because you're going to be mistaken. Yeah, oops, click. You're the 6'5" big Nick, right? Why are you there cucking yourself for little dude just because you got the bag? Have some. So you really, in Ghana, you got no one to blame but yourself. You cucked yourself. You was scared to pick the phone up and press little dude. Hey Turkey, don't be playing with me like that. Yeah, you get me there late again, I'll slap you on your head when I get there. Turkey, listen. If I have to sit there more than 10 minutes before Johnston gets there, you're getting a slap on your head when I see you. Click. And he might take your ass. You might get an invitation to the Turkish embassy for real. So it's a slippy kind of a tightrope you have to walk more time. To be fair, because you can be as big as you want, like I told you the other day. You best believe it. They made the Turkish embassy hit squads for a reason. So Turkey, he ain't got to be big for nothing, right? He ain't got to be big. They just pick the phone up and then Turkish embassy hitters come in, and that'll be 100%. And Ngannou get got anyway. But you get the point I'm making. I'm being facetious, but Ngannou could have said, "Hey Turkey, man, I don't like." He could have kind of removed Turkey from the situation. Said, "Hey man, I don't appreciate the way I'm being managed right now. I feel like I'm being disrespected. Can you have a word?" Right? That's what he could have legitimately done if he had a problem. Don't cry about it now, though. Yeah. In life, at every point in life, you have to make decisions that you can look back on and say, "Well, right." It's no good sitting there, cucking yourself, just having it all boiling inside. Because Ngannou must have been there biting his lip for an hour. Multiple times. Oh, just stewing. Oh, AJ's not here. And it's looking at his watch. You know what's there? You know when you're waiting for someone? You're looking at your watch, you're stewing inside. You're looking at your watch, you're biting your lip. Your lips are crusty because that's all you got to do is sit there, wait and chew your lip. Yeah? Let it out. Let someone know what time it is, man. Don't be crying now that you got knocked out. They always sent a car to pick me up. Okay, here we go. On fight day, I stayed in the locker room for 4.5 hours, and they were telling me I was supposed to fight around 1 a.m. So the car picked me up at 10:30, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is how it works. Like, I'm out of time. Then you get in the arena, and there's a producer saying, oh, we're running late. It's going to be more like 1:45. I've been training to fight around 1 a.m., but then we're sitting there watching Johnston arrive at 1:30. So you mean to tell me that you've got guys telling me I'm going to fight around 1 a.m, then delayed to 1:45, and now he just arrived. So if AJ just arrived at 1:30, then more time. The fight's not going to be until 3 a.m, 3:30. The standard things like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he said you don't get in the arena 1 hour before a fight, but stuff like that they did a lot. So he's saying, yeah, essentially if AJ got there at 1:30, they ain't going to fight till 3:30. So really, if Ngannou got there at 10:30, he's been there 5 hours. It's a bit rude, isn't it? But again, you have to check these DAZN cats, right? Forget about Turkey. I'm joking. You can't press Turkey like that, again, unless you're fixing to go to Valhalla. Maybe, it depends how gangster you are. If you're a true gangster, you check Turkey. Outside of being a true gangster who's fixing to be sent to Valhalla to meet his maker in the Turkish embassy, what you can do, that goofy DAZN cat, I'd have been told him. Yeah, I'd have been told him at the press conference, hey man, don't play with me like that. The first one, he'd have got for free. Yeah, the first time I sat there for 90 minutes, he'd have got for free. That would be the last time though. I'd say, listen, Mr. DAZN. Because you know the DAZN are full of neeks, right, obviously. So whoever the top neek is at DAZN, I'd have said to him, hey man, don't play with me like that again. If I have to sit here for more than 15 minutes before Johnson's here, there's going to be a problem. And them DAZN cats, their butt, would have been flapping, for sure. And that would have been the last time, I believe. You'd have had to sit there waiting like a cunt. The last time. But you didn't do that. You sat there, biting your lip, stewing, stressing, looking at your wrist. And now you say you're tired. Oh, I was knackered because I was really, bro, you're just sitting, all due respect, man. It's not that strenuous. Yeah? Turkey didn't have you, the Anthony Johnston Bisexuals Mafia didn't have you running laps. Oh, they got me there at 10:30 and then told me I had to run laps outside of the thing until Johnston got there at 1:30. You were just sitting down. Is it ideal? Would you prefer to be at a hotel room? Probably, but come on now. It's not like the worst. That's not gonna get your ass knocked out. I don't believe. That's not a determining factor to getting your ass knocked out. You're supposed to be a supreme athlete, right? If you can get tired from sitting down in a waiting room, and them lockers in Saudi are massive. It's not like a little pokey one. It's almost like a hotel room itself. If you get knackered doing that, you weren't fit anyway. Hate to break it to you. If you're fit enough to fight a 12-round fight, chilling in a locker room versus a hotel room, it ain't gonna touch the edges. Well, better yet, you could have gone for a walk. I don't know, do something. I don't know what the answer is, but anyway. So it says here, I feel powerless. I don't know, this guy's a bit corny, man. I'm gonna lie. That's what happens when these guys fall off, man, when you get punched up. When Ngannou was punching up Fury, yeah, he was alpha. Doing the most. Checking Tyson Fury, saying, Tyson, you don't want the rematch. And in fact, he was even checking AJ, saying, AJ, your chin. You can't take punch. Oops. Now he all bent out of shape, now he victim. That's what I don't rate about them big punchers. That's what I don't rate about the bullies and the big punchers. They talk a whole bunch. They get popped in their mouth. Now they're saying, oh, they was tired. Like, Wilder was the classic one. He knocked out how many bums? He get knocked out. Oh, it was this, it was that, it was this, it was Mark Breland putting a Rick Ross in my drink. And I didn't even know it. You understand? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell. 100% I'll do it. Stop it.